Hello everybody. This is going to be a great workshop. I think you guys are going to love this. You have an opportunity to change someone's life tonight. The opportunity to change someone's life is special. It's meaningful, and when we have the tools and the ability to communicate things to people, we can help them to understand something that may be misunderstood or not well understood. When I come to these workshops, I hope and pray that you guys have something you can take away. Well, tonight I want you to take away the truth versus the myth of chiropractic and how you can start to explain that to others. So if you've ever shared or started to share a lot of different things, even why you love getting adjusted, why you go to the chiropractor, it may come out sounding like something out of a sci-fi movie or some sort of a new age, who knows, nonsense. And there's a lot of myths and facts about chiropractic, but this is all very much based in science. We hope that we can help you to explain the science of chiropractic in simple terms. We want to help you to explain to others chiropractic in those simple terms. We want to help that so that you feel comfortable about understanding why you're getting adjusted, and you can help to share that with other people. Again, you have an opportunity to change someone's life. How to share the benefits of care with others is what we're also going to talk about. Ultimately, someone forced against their will is of the same opinion still. We're not here to force anyone into anything. If you ever refer someone into our office, know that we're going to make sure we screen them to understand if we do think that we can be of some help. We want to identify if their problems are due to subluxation. Lastly, we're going to apply what you've learned and try to apply that to your own lives and your own conversations. So let's get started into this. Why does it matter? Like I said, why does it matter that people understand and have the option to choose chiropractic? Well, number one is because people use chiropractors, but it may be thought that it's very minimal or that very few people actually use a chiropractor. Actually, 35 million Americans see chiropractors annually. Many people still are misunderstood what we do. And unfortunately, it's not on the TV every time you turn it on. Your medical doctor isn't explaining the principles of chiropractic. So this is real science. Many people think that chiropractic care is pseudoscience or you have to believe in it. There's nothing about belief here. This is very real science. Chiropractic care really outperforms all other care, surgery and PT and massage and acupuncture. It outperforms all those, especially when it comes to back pain treatments. So if you look at the research, chiropractic has the best outcomes, usually for the least amount of money and the least amount of side effects. Chiropractic is natural. It's a hands-on approach. If you're a biblically based person, remember the Bible talks about laying on of hands. This is a natural. We follow natural laws. This is a very natural process in which we lay our hands to help health naturally. It's evidence-based. It's always been evidence-based. Chiropractic, if it wasn't based on evidence and success, I wouldn't be here today. Chiropractors have always had to go against the grain. The American Medical Association actually formed a committee on quackery and tried to snuff out chiropractic by teaching students that chiropractic wasn't safe or that it didn't really work. And those ill-informed people spread that word throughout many generations. But the evidence is true. We want to help patients holistically and naturally and integratively with other professionals. So if we weren't producing evidence that supported what we did, we wouldn't be here today. That's what the point is here. We focus on your nervous system. Your nervous system is the primary system of engagement. It is the master controller. At the moment of conception, you have a little bit of gray matter. That's your brain at the very beginning of conception. After the brain starts to form, you form a notochord. So the very first thing is the brain. The second is the spinal cord. But that spine, it has little buds that come off of it. And those buds are your organs, your heart, your liver, your lungs. So before you have a heartbeat, you have a nervous system. Your nervous system is the master controller. We focus on the nervous system because of its importance. We adjust the spine, the bones around it, because of their close proximity to causing interference with those nerves. We're proactive. We want to help with long-term health care and care that looks at the whole person. Chiropractic's always been holistic. We want to help make the person whole from the inside out. That is chiropractic. What chiropractic is not is just giving a crack. We don't want to just crack your back. That crack has nothing to do with your health. health. The adjustment and the release may have something to do with the amount of function you gain, but has nothing to do with your true healing potential. It's not just about cracking backs. More cracks doesn't mean more health. It's not a quick fix. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. We have all been detrimental to our own health. Knowingly and unknowingly, we've created the situations in which we're in, which means we can help to get out of those same situations, but it takes time. It took time to get here. It's going to take time to heal. It's not just for pain. I can't believe how many people are so amazed to watch a baby be adjusted in my office because they think, well, the baby doesn't have any pain. Or even young children, they're not complaining of pain, but they still have dysfunction. They have misalignment. So it's not just about pain. It's not on guesswork. We're not just guessing where to do, to adjust you. This is based on decades and century or so of research and assessment to understand how to help the body function better. It's not a forceful thing. Chiropractic doesn't need to be a force. We are not trying to force your body to do anything, but trying to allow your body to function at its highest potential by improving communication. So let's get into how to talk about this a little bit. So let's talk about your nervous system. There's so many things we still don't know about your brain, about your nervous system, but here's what we do know. Your nervous system controls movement, digestion, hormones, immune function. You name it, it controls it. If you're not giving feedback to your brain and your brain isn't reacting to that feedback, you have a subluxation. When communication throughout the whole body is clear, your body can work and heal at its optimal potential. This is the premise of chiropractic. Just think of your nervous system like your home Wi-Fi. When you've got a strong signal, when you've got full bars, everything works. It's fast, it's efficient, and it's accurate. But when you've got low bars, when that signal is weak, you have lags, right? There's glitches. Your body doesn't like to adapt with a bad signal. It wants full signal strength. That's why we adjust you. Where are these hidden blockages or hidden signal interrupters on the Wi-Fi? Well, those are called subluxations. Subluxations are misalignments or dysfunction in the spine that disrupt the communication between your brain and your body. They can be silent. I can't tell you how many people are surprised when I adjust or I palpate specific areas of your spine that are tender that you didn't know were tender. Just because you don't feel it doesn't mean it's not there. How many people die as their first symptom of a heart attack? Well, they didn't feel anything up to that point. Just remember that. These subluxations act also like a dimmer switch. Here's your second analogy. You've got your Wi-Fi and your dimmer switch. If your body's dimmer switch is turned down, it can start to lead to dysfunction, which ultimately leads to dis-ease and disease and symptoms. So why do we adjust the body? What are the basics of adjusting a subluxation? They're gentle, they're specific, and they're corrections. So as we gently adjust the spine to restore alignment and nerve flow, we do it in a very specific way. And even if it looks similar, when you watch me, the amount of force, the line of drive, the specific direction I'm putting things in is what I've built on for 20 some years. That's the training we get, is how do we gently move the body and improve its function and alignment so we have better nerve communication. When you're adjusted, it affects more than just the nerve. It releases tension in the muscles. It takes stress away from the tissues. Your ligaments and tendons become less inflamed, and you actually re-imbibe the discs within your spine. The better the nerve communicates, the better your body's able to relax and heal a system that is overwhelmed. These adjustments can relax you. They can be energizing, but they could create some minor temporary soreness. If you were used to being twisted for a decade or two, and I got you back to normal position, well, your muscles are nowhere near used to that new position. The muscles have been turned off that need turned back on. And so they'll be sore, like a workout, because you haven't used them. Just like if you did a workout for the first time, an ab workout, you won't be able to sit up for a while because it'll be too sore. This can happen very mildly in adjustments, but most people feel relaxed, lighter, and more energized. They even sleep better. So let's get into some of the easy methods to talk about chiropractic. One of the first is the analogies. We already talked about them, but we're going to talk about them again. Use analogies. Talk about a car, about the Wi-Fi, dimmer switches. Probably the second most important thing that we need to do is squash the myths with facts. Personally is the most important way that you could help someone to make a decision to get checked. Share your experience. When they understand you've been doing what you've been doing, you have a chance of helping someone choose something for the rest of their life that could be very healthy and helpful, that doesn't require medications that ultimately make them more sick. Let's talk about the analogies. We'll start with the traffic jam. A subluxation is like a traffic jam on the busy highway, your nervous system. That busy highway is slowed down, sometimes to a stop, when there's a traffic jam. That means that the vital signals or vital messages between your brain and your body are slowed slowed down because there's a blockage, there's an accident, a subluxation, usually in the spinal cord. You can have them in your joints too. The traffic jam, slowing down the flow of traffic, of communication. The Wi-Fi. When your spine is out of position, out of alignment, it's like having spotty Wi-Fi. Your signal is weak. You don't have great communication with your brain to your body. Your body's messages may lag, they may glitch. They might not even get through it all. Your brain may not getting all the signals. It may not even know what's going on in some of the areas of your body. When we remove subluxations, we allow for that strong Wi-Fi signal. Here's some other analogies for routine. Why does someone, you may hear even from your own spouse, they may say, why do you still need to go so often? Well, think of this. Your car needs maintenance. You know that. Just like your car, your body needs regular tune-ups if it needs to run smoothly. Think of the alignment, very simply, of a car. If your tires are not aligned properly, they're going to wear out faster and they're going to have more problems. They can break down quicker and break. When we align your body, it will last longer. Less arthritis, less degeneration. Adjustment is a tune-up for your spine. Let's talk about the dentist. We're all regularly seeing our dentist, but would we just wait to see our dentist until we have a toothache? Would you wait to brush your teeth just because you have a toothache? Or do you brush them to try to prevent cavities? Subluxations are like cavities in your spine. If you wait for the pain, your spine has already been decaying before you realized it. So regular adjustments are just like getting regular cleanings with your dentist and regularly brushing your teeth. Your spine goes through a lot more wear and tear than even your teeth. It needs maintained. It needs maintenance. Let's talk about the Mythbusters, part 2 here. So chiropractic myth versus fact is so important when people start to talk to us about chiropractors. Number one, I'm not a real doctor. I absolutely have a doctoral degree. I went through 5 academic years of chiropractic school and 4 years of undergraduate. I am licensed through the Chiropractic Board of Ohio, so we went through a lot of schooling. Number 2, chiropractic care is pseudoscience. There are over 50 plus years of peer-reviewed research that shows the effectiveness in improving the nervous system function, reducing pain, and enhancing overall wellness. Number 2, part 2, I should say, is that chiropractic adjustments are dangerous. When performed by a chiropractor, adjustments are very gentle, safe, and often bring immediate relief for so many. When it comes to adjustments being dangerous, a lot of people don't realize this, a fact, but if we were to try to assess risk, the insurance companies are the best at assessing risk, right? And so as a chiropractor, I have to maintain malpractice insurance, just like medical doctors have to maintain malpractice insurance and many other licensed professionals. As a chiropractor, my malpractice insurance for a year for coverage is so significantly less than any of my medical counterparts. Even the lowest end of a general practitioner probably pays at least $30,000, maybe $60,000 a year just for malpractice insurance. I pay $2,000. So if you are not a good driver, are you going to pay more for insurance or less? If chiropractic was dangerous, I would pay more for malpractice than a medical doctor, not less. Chiropractors only treat back pain. Another myth. While the back pain is a very common reason people may seek my care and we have great success with, the bigger picture is that your whole body needs tuned in. And when we adjust you, we improve the function of your nervous system. And there's plenty of research to show how serotonin is increased, how your body's cortisol is decreased, the function of your lungs, your alignment, everything is improved. So chiropractic care helps your whole body function better. It's not just about pain. The third aspect is just share. Please just share. Be honest. Keep it personal though. It's not preachy. We often to share, resources with people to stimulate just their thought process, share studies, have them attend a workshop with us. One of the best things, they could come to a workshop to learn. Write us a Google review. That's one way you could share your experience. But refer someone to get a free assessment. That's another way. But the biggest thing is to share your experience in your own words and what you noticed, because those things are what people really trust, is truth from others. Let's do a quick activity. I want you to reflect on a couple questions for the moment. Just you can write them down if you want, or you can just think about them. But if you were to write a testimonial or to share your, with someone, what would you say is improved? Are you sleeping better? Are you standing longer? Do you have more energy by the end of the day where before you were so whipped by the pain that you couldn't keep going? Are you a sports person? Are you a younger kid who's run faster and longer and has seen the strength with their activity? Who in your life could benefit from a better nervous system? Or who couldn't, let's say? I want you to think about how you would gently share your story with those people that you are thinking about right now. I want to give you an assignment tonight. I want you to choose one person in the next week to share your experience with, or just to simply share the idea that you see a chiropractor. It would be awesome if you could remember the analogy about a traffic jam, or the dimmer switch, or the Wi-Fi. Those would be great. I'd love to hear a story if someone has shared one of these stories with someone they know. If you haven't already, share your experience with us. If we might have asked, or maybe we haven't known, but share it on Google. Share it with our team. We'd love to have testimonials. We love to know when you're doing well. What are all the little things that are different in your life? Invite people to the workshops. Again, bring them to an appointment, bring them to these workshops. This is the best way for them to understand more about chiropractic. So thank you for engaging with us tonight. Again, try to share your experience with one person this week. We'd really appreciate it. You guys have a good night. Bye-bye.